Hey, we're back at the range today doing some further testing of that NOE 290 grain mold with the hollow cavity in the back and 45 ACP. Got two different charge weights, and again, this is just sort of velocity and pressure testing, but I'm also going to go ahead and put some shots on paper and see what grouping seems to look like with that particular load out of my 70 series Colt. So anyhow, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, 8.5 grains of blue dot, 290 grain. We got our target set up. We're at about probably 10 or 11 yards. Let's see what our groups look like. All right, first shot. Here we go. 3 shots total. All right, 1,001. That looked good. $9.55. $9.70. Okay, so we were running right around 1,000 feet of 7, high 970s. And here is there are our 3 shots. So about 3.5 inches, something like that. Respectable accuracy for sure. Let's try our next charge weight. That was 8.5 grains. Our next charge weight goes up to 9. Okay, going up to 9 grains again. 290 grain NOE mold, powder coated, 9 grains of blue dot. Had pretty good accuracy with the 8.5s, and velocities. Yeah, velocities weren't bad. We were in the high 9s, right to 1,000 feet a second. We're going up 1/2 grain. Let's see what happens. All right, 1,013. $8.61, that's a little different. $1,028, and I can certainly say that that middle shot that was in the 800s did not feel the same as the rest. Primer shows signs of pressure, which this is going to be definitely 45 super or beyond in pressure at this point. So anyhow, but we're getting getting some accuracy information, then also getting some velocities for calculations of pressure. Let's see what our accuracy looked like. Okay, here is our hit, and hit. I don't know, not sure what to make of that. Let's tape it up. 8.5 were all nice clean holes, just like what those two are. I hope that isn't a sign of separation or keyholing or some kind of instability. We'll tape them up, identify them, and we'll go to the next step. Okay, going to 9.5 grains. Okay, and the last velocity that was on the clock on the 9 grain charge was 1,028. So we're starting the 9.5s now. $1,090. $10.83. 1066. So all those were well over 1,000 feet a second. The brass actually didn't look any worse than the 9 grain charge. Let's see what our projectile holes show us. Also, brass was probably discharged about 10 feet away. So I'm going to say, based off of that 10 feet throwing brass, that's probably 460 rolling pressure. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, everything's clean. 3 holes. Boom, boom, boom. So that was on top of that was an 8.5 right there. Actually, excuse me, that was a 9. So there's our 9.5, a 9 and a 9.5, and a 9.5. So there's our 3. Again, accuracy-wise, it doesn't really seem to care whether it's running 8.5 or 9.5 grains of blue dot. Accuracy seems to be pretty good. So what did we learn? We learned that we saw 1,050 feet a second. I'll have to run the numbers on it and see what that is, but it's going to be tremendous penetration, I would think. Somewhere in between a 280 and a 290 grain projectile. The mold is known as a 290 grain, but it drops a little lighter than that, at least with the wheel weights that I'm using. And I think probably next will be maybe some clean wood penetration and see what we get. And I'll want to calculate the pressures off of these and see what pressures are associated with which charge weights. But I mean, you know, 1,066 with a 280 to 290 grain projectile. And it's grouping like that. I mean, that is that's not anything wrong with that at all. Not my opinion anyway. And again, let's see what's our distance. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 paces. So about 12 yards is what we were from the target on that grouping in 1,066. So that's where we're at as far as the 45 ACP goes. Again, I'm kind of thinking that is a viable loading. Viable projectile. Is it the best powder to use? I don't know. But we definitely got good performance out of it. So we'll come back and have to revisit that later, I guess.